NautilusFM is a single-screen framework for FileMaker. Because everything happens on a single screen, users can't get lost or confused and always remain in context. Context can be defined as, if you don't know where you are, how can you get to where you are going? In FileMaker, context is crucial. Michael had the idea for a single-screen FileMaker solution long before it became possible. What made it possible was card windows, which allowed him to open new windows on top of old ones, but which looked like the screen had switched, when in fact it hadn't. If you're wondering why Michael chose the name NautilusFM, it's because the Nautilus shell is the most perfect example of design in nature. And he felt that the single-screen solution represented that inside the FileMaker environment. Creating NautilusFM took over a year. There were many stumbling blocks along the way, many obstacles that needed to be overcome. But at the end of the year, NautilusFM was a fully developed framework suitable for every type of project, big or small. Michael has used it in more than 24 FileMaker projects. While NautilusFM is evolutionary and in some ways revolutionary, it is still pure FileMaker. As such, it will be familiar to anybody who has spent any time working with FileMaker. NautilusFM uses an advanced implementation of Anchor Buoy in its relationship graph. It has its own set of relationships which are very compact and never go more than 3 levels deep. The normal set of relationships are primarily used for reporting. As such, that section of the relationship graph is much smaller than usual. The NautilusFM screen uses a fully sized sliding panel with a panel for each module. Navigation between modules is done by a button bar in the header area, and that button bar is always visible except when a card window is opened. On each module panel is a series of buttons for the functions within that module. Each module has 2 relationships. The first is to display all records within that module. This relationship is what the portal uses. When you click on an item, it sets the value of the primary key for that item into a global field which displays all of the data for that selection. Once the global field is set, it establishes the context, and that context remains until another selection is made. This means that a user can go to a different module, do something there, and when they go back to the original module, they are still in the same record. This methodology is one of the 2 ways that stop users from getting lost or confused. The second way is that when a card window opens, it does so on top of the original screen. It has to be closed before you can do anything else. There is never a situation where multiple windows are opened and left open, causing confusion. Many card windows, list views, for example, open at exactly the same size as the home screen. Because card windows have no title bar, there is nothing to show that a new window has opened. For all intents and purposes, the card window is invisible, with only data showing. Where a card window opens at a smaller size, it is generally because it is a report that doesn't need much screen real estate. These card windows are positioned at either the left or right edge of the screen. Once again, they have to be closed once they are finished with. The NautilusFM example file is a fully developed FileMaker solution that is suitable to be used as is and immediately for most small businesses. It took over 100 hours to develop. The NautilusFM architecture makes it very simple to extend or customize.